My Texas Longhorns are headed to Florida to take on the Florida Gators, and this matchup is the exact opposite of what we thought this matchup was going to look like when we were heading into the season. Or is it? Because I actually think the matchup might actually turn out to be a good one, depending on what happens. Before I get into that though, let me say hook 'em. Second of all, I think this matchup has the potential to be a lot of fun or not. It's going to be one or the other. One of the reasons why I say that is because before the season started, everybody had this DJ Lagway Arch Manning showdown in Florida circled. Because last year, Florida played at Texas, DJ Lagway wasn't there, all the different things. This year, it's a little bit different because DJ Lagway and Arch Manning are both struggling. I don't even care who is struggling more. It doesn't matter to me who is struggling more. All I know is the quarterback play on both of these teams is potentially holding both of these teams back. And so it's going to be interesting to see which team rebounds in this game, if anybody rebounds in this game, or if this is a defensive battle. This game could be 3-0, this game could be 12-10, or we could have like a 20, 27, 24, I don't know. This game could get very interesting, and the reason why I don't know is because I don't know what either one of these quarterbacks are going to do. But like I said in the offseason, consistently and continuously, is that this team is going to go as far as this defense can carry us until Arch Manning catches up. And I don't know if Arch Manning has caught up. I don't know how far better our defense is than our offense is right now. But I knew coming into the season that it was going to take Arch Manning some time. And I knew that everyone was crowning him king and crowning him all of these fantastic things. And I knew that he had work to do. And as he is working through that work, and as we are seeing him hopefully progress, we're kind of going to start seeing where this team is. I expected the defense to hold firm and the defense to carry this Texas team. And I expected Arch to take a little bit of time to figure it out. And so let's see if we're there yet. We don't really know. For Texas this weekend, we are going to see what Arch Manning we are going to get. Are we going to see an improved Arch Manning? I'm not expecting Arch Manning to be perfect. I'm just expecting Arch Manning to be a solid game manager and not to be the reason why this Texas team loses. And so I need Arch Manning and this offense to pick it up, and I need them to figure it out. And that is going to be on Sark. Having said all of those things though, let me talk a little bit about this Florida team. And let's be real. It's SEC football. Everybody that's watching this video will know everything there is to have seen about Florida. You've seen everybody talk about this game. However, let me talk a little bit about this Florida team, and maybe I'll say something that you haven't seen, or maybe I'll just verify everything you already know. Florida's offense is not very good, and Florida's defense is very good. Does that sound familiar? This Texas team and this Florida team are very similar for a multitude of reasons. Both of us are leaning on our defense right now, and Florida is more battle tested, a lot of people will say, than Texas is. That's cool. That's fine by me. I don't care about any of that. What I watch when I watch this Florida team is I feel like there are moments in the game where I don't even know if they want to be in the game. And that is because right now they have a quarterback that sometimes it looks like they don't believe in him. And sometimes when you're on a team and you feel like somebody is not holding up their end of the bargain, it makes things complicated. If you're watching this, you're going to say, yeah, but what about Arch? What about Texas's defense? The Arch Manning that is being shown in practice is not the Arch Manning than we have seen in public. I think Coach Sark has confirmed that. And so this Texas team is aware that there's a better Arch, and they have seen a better Arch. When I look at Florida sometimes, every time DJ Lagway throws an interception, you can almost see them just looking like, of course he did. Of course he did. But there's not much I can tell you about this Florida team that you don't already know. DJ Lagway has not been very good at all. This Florida defense is pretty good. Florida struggles on third down conversion rates, so does Texas. And so there's not really much I can tell you about this Florida team that is not the exact same thing that's happening with Texas. That's why this game is going to come down to, in my opinion, who can manage the game better. And it's going to come down to who can be the most consistent. That is important to me. There's going to be 3 keys of the game that I'm going to be paying attention to because I know these freaking Texas Longhorns for better or worse. The first thing is going to be Coach Sark has to take the points. On the road, I need Coach Sark to take the points. I don't need us to get on the goal line and run 4 plays back to back to back and all 4 of the plays are bad. I need us to take the points. 3 points is better than 0 points, especially when your offense is struggling. So I need Coach Sark to take the points. The second thing I need this Texas team to do is get their run game going. Florida has been great against the run. I need Texas to do something. I need them to figure it out. I need Coach Sark to show me all those great plays that he has as an offensive coordinator to help this run game. If this run game was to get going, it's going to help take away the pressure and alleviate some things for Arch. I also want to say, I am saying that because it helps every quarterback. I am not just saying that because it would help Arch Manning. I don't want people to think that I'm saying specific things just because it's Arch Manning. Any quarterback benefits from a run game. Texas is going to be no different in this game. So if Texas can get their run game going, and if Texas can put this Florida defense on their heels, I think that that bodes well for us. And that is something that I think is going to be very important. The other piece of this that I think is going to be a big issue if Texas hasn't figured it out over their bye week is going to be penalties. We cannot keep moving backwards when it comes to drives. We aren't scoring enough points on offense right now to keep going backwards. We have to get some type of momentum on offense. We cannot get momentum if we're getting penalties. And I'm not here to talk about how terrible I think the refs are. That's not what this is about. I need Texas to stop being penalized, because one thing we cannot do is go on the road and have a problem with penalties, because that is not going to help anybody, and it doesn't help anybody ever, except for probably like the Philadelphia Eagles, because they're so good. We don't have that margin for error. So I need this Texas team to be limited on their penalties. I don't want to see a lot of penalties this week. I need them to play disciplined football, and I need them to do the things that make sense. So if they are able to run the ball, if they're able to limit these penalties, and if Sark could take the points, that would be fantastic. I get going for it on fourth down when you're playing lesser competition. I didn't understand going for it on fourth down all those times against Ohio State. I thought that was ridiculous. So I hope some way, shape, or form, Coach Sark has a plan for this game to kick field goals and not try to go for it at all times. Sometimes you have to play to who your team is and who your team isn't. This Texas team is struggling to score points, and they have struggled in offense, and they have struggled in the red zone. So let's give them the points. Let's kick those field goals. Let's take the points. Let's not try to get too cute just because we think we can get too cute. I don't want to see that at all on the road in the first SEC game of the season. The underrated X factor here should be pretty simple, is going to be turnovers. Whoever can win that turnover battle, I think, is going to be very interesting. And both of these defenses are playing very well. And so whichever defense can give their team more offensive possessions, I think that that is going to be very important. So it's definitely going to be an X factor. The other thing I'm going to be paying attention to, because of DJ Lagway's struggles, is going to be, can this Texas defense put pressure on DJ Lagway? Because in a weird way, if you put pressure on him and you make him even have to think about different things in different ways, that's great. Pressuring the quarterback is the key to every single football game. And so I'm very curious to see how this Texas defense is going to show up. At this point in the season, the only thing I trust about Texas is this defense. I trust them a lot, and I trust special teams. This offense needs to prove themselves to me. And the special teams, I need them to be good in coverage. That is something that most people don't talk about or don't think about, but I need this Texas team to be special with their special teams coverage. And I'm kind of excited to see how Texas does whenever we get punts. I'm very interested to see who the punt returner is going to be, and I'm very interested to see what that is going to look like. At the end of the day, this is what you want. This is SEC football. I don't expect Texas to dominate anyone at any time in any game when it comes to the SEC. And I want to see who this Texas team is. I want to kind of figure out who I think they are, who I think they are going to be. And I want to kind of fill out this game. To me, this is a fill out game. Do I expect Texas to win? Absolutely. I'm very curious, though, to see how this game is going to go. I'm curious to see, is Arch going to be better? Is he going to regress? What is he going to look like? Is he going to take shots? Is he going to talk trash? What does he look like? This team is going to go as far as this defense can take this team. But if Arch Manning starts playing better, the sky is the limit for this Texas team. And that might be scary. And that is why now, when people don't expect us to do anything, I love it. Right now, everyone is out on Arch. And I love that for Texas, and I love that for Arch. There's no pressure. Nobody thinks you can do anything. Everybody has deemed you to just be basic. I love that for Arch Manning, and I hope he uses that to his advantage, because you know what they say. The best way to come in and take something over is when people don't even know that you're coming. And I need Arch Manning to take on that identity. Can he? I don't know. We are going to find out, and I can't wait to see how he plays. And I can't wait to see how Texas looks against Florida, because this is what college football is all about. Big matchups, big time games, and big time players make big time plays in big time games. So let's see what Texas has. I'm rolling with my team as always, and I cannot wait to see them play on Saturday. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hook 'em, and I'll see you in my next video.